Hey there guys, it has been a long time since I have posted a video on this channel. Now that I'm going to post a video, my throat decides to get scratchy. I am in a bit of a different location. I'm actually visiting my boyfriend Josh, and I'm staying at his mother's house right now. So I am in Boise, Idaho, and I'm actually going home tomorrow, which stinks, but I was able to spend the holidays with him. He came to Portland for Christmas, and then I came back with him for New Year's. What's the date today? Today is the 11th. And so, yeah, I've been here 2 weeks. So I'm going home tomorrow, the 12th, which is a bummer because I, really miss him a lot when I'm not with him, but I got a lot of stuff I gotta get done at home. I'll probably make a update video, like a more formal video, when I'm home. Let me bring it a little bit closer. I feel like I'm so far away from the camera. So, I don't know if you heard that. My throat just did a weird noise. Ooh. Okay. I don't know what I'm trying to say. There are a lot of changes coming into my life in 2020. I'm hoping they're all good. 2019 was one of the hardest years of my life. Those of you who maybe are new or didn't see, I lost my dog in August. He died very suddenly. He had cancer of the spleen, and apparently that cancer is the kind of cancer that most pet owners and even veterinarians don't know they have it until the dog is dying. Basically, I was given a 24-hour notice. I took him into the emergency vet because he had had a biopsy in his mouth the day before, and he was still bleeding profusely from it. So I took him to the emergency vet and to get it stitched up. And they told me that he needed to be put down. So that was an extremely traumatic situation for me. I'm trying not to cry. And I mean traumatic, like not just like emotional, not just hard, but legitimately traumatic. It was a trauma to me in my life because Scooter was my son, and I know not everyone can understand this, but I don't have kids. I may never be able to have children, and so my pets are my children. And I've had many pets before. I've had other dogs before, but Scooter was, I heard someone put this, it's like your soul dog, like your soulmate, but he was my soul dog. And he was my soul dog. And oh gosh, I'm gonna try not to get emotional. Yeah, he passed in August, and it's been a very, very hard thing for me to deal with. I'm actually going to be getting a very specific type of therapy that helps with trauma, and it is used a lot in cases of like PTSD and very severe traumatic events in people's lives. It's I never remember what it's called, but basically my counselor, she's trained in it, and she does this thing where I basically, like, her finger goes back and forth like this, and I have to follow it with my eyes, and like as I'm following it with my eyes, we're like talking about things or thinking about things or something. I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen if I can remember what it's called, but it is basically, it helps your brain to process trauma, because apparently what my counselor told me is that when you have a very traumatic situation in your life, which is like PTSD or something, why people will have flashbacks to relive it so vividly, is because trauma gets stuck in your short-term memory. And so triggers, people say like things about trigger warnings and stuff. Anything that like brings that back, it's in your short-term memory, so it comes up like this, and it's like you're there again, like you're reliving it. So again, I'm just using the example of PTSD because I know most people know what that is, where you have like flashbacks and things like that. And no, I'm not saying I have PTSD. It is possible, but it wouldn't be from, I don't think it'd be from this. It wouldn't just be from this. It would be from other childhood issues that I've had, but I've never been diagnosed with it, and I don't think it's like that severe to me if I do have it, but I know a lot of people who do have PTSD, and so I understand it in that sense. But anyways, yeah, so this new method, EBT or something like that maybe, but basically anyways, it trains your brain to like process it, so it puts it from your short-term memory into your long-term memory, and it basically allows you to healthily process grief and trauma and be able to move through it. So of course, you know, I think everyone who's experienced something really traumatic or very grief ridden is like, I just want to be done with it. I don't have to work through it. I just want to be from like here to here and like be done. But the thing with grief is you have to work through it. Unfortunately, where my mindset is right now, I'm not able to work through it because it just keeps coming back. And especially lately, the past week, almost every single night, I've been having dreams about him, thinking about the day of the diagnosis, a lot of things, and it's been really bringing up some really nasty stuff in my emotional, mental state. I do not believe I have spoken to you all about this yet, but my grandma, my mom's mom, was recently diagnosed with breast cancer, and she has decided not to treat it. She's 88 years old, and she has decided that she does not want to do any kind of chemo, radiation, anything. She just wants to let it run its course, and she'll pass away when she passes away, you know? We just lost her sister earlier this year to breast cancer, and I lost my dad's mom earlier this year to congestive heart failure. So I've had 3 deaths this year: my grandma, my great aunt, and my dog. And then now my other grandma is dying, basically. She's dying because she's not treating the cancer. And her memory is getting really bad. It's to the point now where I guess the other day she didn't even remember her own daughters. And that's, I think, the harder part for me. I was not planning on making this video like a deep emotional video, but it's turning into that. So I don't know, it's like, I was just thinking about that. I was talking to Josh about it, and I was like, he was saying like the memory loss and the dementia or Alzheimer's, I think it's dementia or whatever it is that she has, is almost worse than death, because it's like, and I was like, yeah, it's like a living death. Like they're still physically there, but it's not them anymore. Like their brain's gone and they can't remember you, and it's scary. It's really scary. And my grandma has always been a really big part of my life, and someone who I've always been able to she's always been there for me. And it's really difficult to have all of this death all of a sudden. I think my family and I have counted that there has been, within the past 2 years, we have had 9 deaths, either in the family or very, very close family friends who are practically like family. And I think 7 of them were cancer related. So in the past 2 years, 7 people that have been very close to me and my family have died of cancer. And that includes my dog. That includes Scooter, because he was family. So, what the heck? Yeah, it's really, it's hard. And I don't know, I mean, my older sister is a cancer survivor. Thank you, Jesus. She has survived. She's a colon cancer survivor. But unfortunately, there are a lot of other people in my family who have not survived cancer, and it's very hard. So, needless to say, I've not been well mentally. I have been very, very ill. And losing Scooter, I think it's not just him. I mean, a lot of it is losing him, because he was like my purpose for living. I think if a parent loses a child, especially if that child is younger, not an adult child. I mean, even if they're an adult child, but if you kind of know what I mean, like they still rely on you for like everything. Like they're still at the age, and obviously a dog, he was 10, so he was older, but dogs rely on you to everything until they die. But like for a lot of parents, their children are their purpose in life, and that's what Scooter was to me. So I don't know if anyone out there can relate to that, but that's just how it was for me. And I think it was just like, I never truly mourned my Aunt Donna, who passed in December, right around Christmas time, 2 years ago. And then I never really mourned my grandma, who passed this year. And then the other people who've passed away as well, but those were the two main ones that I was the closest to out of everyone who's passed. That like affected me the most as far as my grief. I never truly allowed myself to mourn them, and then so when Scooter passed away, it was just like everything just came up. My grief from my aunt, my grief from my grandma, my grief from the 8 other people who have passed away in the past 2 years. Or I guess that would be 6 other people who've passed away in the past 2 years. Yeah, this is going in a weird place. I wasn't expecting this video to go. But anyways, that is what has been happening in my life. Josh has been dealing with some very severe changes in his life too that are not necessarily good. So, well, I mean, it's like good and bad. I'm not going to talk about it because it's his stuff and, you know, I don't have his permission. But it's changes in life which are both good and bad, you know, as far as his personal life goes. And then so that's hard for me to see him go through that and not be able to help, and you know, but part of that, I guess, is what I'm going to get to the good part of the video, which I guess what I was supposed to talk about in the first place. I just rambled on about the bad stuff. 2020. It's 2020. What the heck, it's 2020. Like, where I still literally remember 2000, yeah, the year 2000, and like Y2K and all that stuff when people were all freaking out. I remember that vividly. Like my grandparents like stocked up on water and all this stuff. It was really funny. But changes coming to my life that are hopefully good. I just realized I haven't really been looking at the camera a lot when I'm talking. I apologize about that. And it's hard, especially when I'm talking about really emotional things, to like look at the camera and not like look elsewhere, because maybe it's an anxiety thing or social anxiety kind of thing. I don't know. But it's like, it's a camera, it's not a person. But, you know, maybe you'll understand. Anyways, so I sounded very Minnesotan right there. So, anyways, I'm making changes. If I haven't said that enough already. I know a lot of people are like, 2020, like fresh news, like new year, new start, new me, whatever. But then like in reality, it's like, it's just another day. It's still the same old. But I really want to embrace that whole change and just getting healthy. And now I have a chronic illness, and when you have a chronic illness, it's chronic. The whole point of that is it's chronic and you don't really get healthy from it. But I can improve on my health. So I'm not saying like I'm going to be cured, because I'll probably never be cured with what I have. But there are certain things I can do to improve upon my situation, improve upon my health, especially my mental and spiritual health. That's like the main things I think right now. I mean, of course I'm focused on physical health, but for me, the most important things right now are my mental and my spiritual. So I really feel if I'm able to get those two things better and worked on, that like everything else will kind of fall into place. Like my physical will start getting better because my mental health is better, spiritual health is better. I'm really gonna, you know, work hard on being a better person, a better friend, a better girlfriend, a better daughter, a better sister, you know, all those things, because I feel like I have really let myself get into this majorly depressive rut over the past few years, and I've been really using my my illness is an excuse. And while yes, there are times that it's not an excuse, like it's the reality of life that I can't always do things. I think sometimes I lean too much into it, and so I'm trying to change that. And again, mostly it's mindset. It's not necessarily physical, because I don't really think that my physical is going to change all that much. Just because of what health problems I have, there's not a whole lot we can do physically. But if I change my mindset on things, I think that will make a huge difference in just how I view things, how I approach things, how I am with other people. If I'm able to, you know, fix my mindset into a healthy mind. And spiritually, my walk with the Lord is definitely struggled. So I'm working on that, trying to go back to church and trying to get back involved with fellowship and things, read my Bible more. You know, I think this year, with everything that I've lost, God is really telling me to trust Him. And it's really hard because I am someone who, if any of y'all know the Enneagram, yeah, I'm a 5. I'm a type 5 on the Enneagram. So I am very much have to know everything about everything all the time. I always want to know everything. I'm very nosy. I'm very much like, I have to have all the information and all the answers and everything. And the thing is, with your walk with the Lord, like, God doesn't give you all the answers all the time. And you know, with all this loss recently of my family and friends and loved ones and everything, it's like, why? I keep asking this question, why? Like, I don't understand why now. Why did it have to happen? Why wouldn't you heal them? Why didn't you do these things? Why did you do certain things that you did, you know? The verse, I heard this verse, I was listening to my Bible app. I listen to it a lot when I'm going to bed. I just turn the Bible app on and I just fall asleep to it. And one of the verse came through and it said, "Be still and know that I am God." I was just like, oh, okay. Like, last night I was really praying about it and stuff with Josh that's going on. I was like, Lord, I'm worried. What's happening? You know, he's having these, you know, possibly bad things. I don't know how to describe it. So difficult situations coming up in his life that are out of his control. And I am praying about that and like, why does it have to be this way? Why can't you just make it better and, you know, just make everything work out, just perfect and all this? And then he just kept telling me, just trust me. Like, I got you. I'm not gonna fail you. Like, this might be what it takes to get you to truly trust me. I mean, like, fully, like, give myself to him 100%, because I am not someone who does that easily. I am very independent. I am very stubborn. It's very difficult for me to let go of stuff. And I mean, I can easily accept help in a lot of different ways, but when it comes to like really deep-seated personal stuff, nope. I do not accept help from anybody. And that's very difficult. And obviously God is like, well, I need you to accept help from me because, hello. So, yeah, that's what I've been learning a lot this year, is God is saying like, hey, listen up. I'm taking care of you. I got you. You know, I got your back. And it's a hard lesson to learn. So I'm working on that. Some other changes that are coming. I don't want to talk about quite yet. Some things that I'm doing in my life, just because in case it doesn't pan out, and you know, I don't want to discuss it quite yet. I'm still in the very beginning stages of this idea that I have, but I really feel like God is like giving me the go ahead, but he's also telling me to take it slow, because in my life I'm notorious for jumping into things headfirst and I immerse myself into something and I'm so obsessed with it that I like spend like all of my time on this certain thing. So it's like a video game. Okay, I'll play video games. I don't play video games very often, but when I do, I like go a week straight. It's like all I do is play the video game. Like, I don't do anything else. If I have to go out somewhere, I rush right home to get back on the game, play the video game. But then I played it so much that I get myself burnt out and I don't play it again for like months to a year at a time, because I was so immersed in it that I burned myself out on it. And I do this with like everything in my life. Different like just ideas that I have, job thoughts, crafting, health kicks, you know, weight loss stuff, books, video games, like I said. I mean, just like everything, I just like, I dive in and I get so immersed in it so quickly that I burn myself out. And I really feel like that's something I need to work on this year in 2020. It's to take things slow. I think that's like my slogan for the year is slow down. Slow down. And I always say that my spirit animal is the sloth because I have chronic fatigue syndrome and I sleep all the time. And but it's funny because my mind isn't slow. My mind is always just constantly going, and I can never get it to shut up and like calm myself down mentally. So this year it's like, okay, slow down the brain, slow down the thought process, just be still and know that He is God. Like, that is going to be my life, or my year, my year saying, verse, thingy, whatever. Yeah, that's what that's going to be. I just now decided. So yeah, I do have some good things. Again, I'm not going to be talking about them much because it's very, very early in the works, and really the only person that even knows that I'm thinking about this kind of stuff is Josh. But it's okay. You will know later on if I decide to follow through with this or not. And even if I don't, I'll probably come on and tell you what it was, so you're not all like, what was that thing that you were talking about? It's nothing big, and it's nothing YouTube related, so we're good there. But as far as YouTube goes, I do want to try. I mean, I know I've said this a million times. I really do want to try and be more consistent. I really want to try and do once a week. But I'm not going to put any constraints on myself because that's what I've done in the past. I've said, okay, I'm going to post this many videos, this type of video, these days, whatever. And when I do that, then I don't make it for whatever reason. I can't film that day or I can't upload or whatever. I feel like I let myself down. I let you down. I feel like a loser, like I'm a failure at this. And reality is just life gets in the way. And so this year, I'm going to work on my YouTube channel, but I'm not going to make any promises. I'm not going to say I'm going to post every day or every week. I'm not going to say I'm going to do, you know, these certain days and this type of video and all this. Like, I still want to do my vlogs, and I really want to do more educational videos. Like, that's what I really, really want to do. But again, I'm not putting any expectations on myself, because if I do and then fail, I just get so depressed and so hard on myself that basically, like, I just spiral deeper and deeper and deeper, and then I miss more, and then it gets like this huge backlog, and I'm like, oh. So for now, I'm just saying I am continuing with YouTube, but no promises on anything other than I will post videos. That's all I can promise, is I will post videos. So if you guys have not yet subscribed to me, it'd be awesome if you could maybe hit the bell, because I know, like, the bell usually lets people know when the person you're subscribed to is uploaded, and since I never know when I'm going to upload, if you actually really want to watch my videos, it'd be awesome if you could do that. For those of you who are new here, and I mean, if you've stuck through this whole video, like, this is a long video. You know what, my videos are always just going to be long, and if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but this is just the way it's going to be. I'm just going to have long videos. So if you've stuck through this and you're new here, hi, welcome. I really, really appreciate you joining my channel, and I don't know why, because I don't think that I'm that interesting, or that, you know, the fact that I don't post very often, I'm very inconsistent and stuff. Like, I can understand when people would be like, I'm not going to subscribe to that because it's just annoying. And I get it, because there are some channels that I'm like, please post, I want to see more of your videos. I understand that, but if you're here and you're new, or you've been here from the beginning, thank you so much. Like, I really appreciate the fact that there are people out there who actually, like, want to hear what I have to say, which is crazy, because I've always felt my whole life growing up that no one's really wanted to hear what I had to say. And I've always kind of felt like I was always, like, you know, I was always the nerdy kid. I was always the, I don't know, just like, I was a wallflower, and I've just kind of always felt in my personal life in a lot of different ways that I'm kind of ignored and that people discount what I have to say and don't really take it seriously, or just kind of like whatever. So the fact that I can come on here and talk to you guys and you actually listen to me and you actually are like, hey, I want to hear from you and I want to interact with you and I want to hear what you have to say and actually like pay attention, it really means a lot to me. Because I mean, I don't feel like I'm that interesting, but I do have a lot to say about things, and it's nice to be able to actually talk about it and have people like listen to me and not be ignored and not be pushed to the side and whatever, you know? So, anyways, I think I'm going to end this video now. Okay, well, I guess now is when I'm ending the video. Sorry, Josh's mom had to talk to me about a few things, but anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that I can see more of you and interact with more of you as the year goes on, and I'm praying very hard that 2020 brings good, positive changes in my life. So, talk to y'all soon, hopefully. Bye-bye.